The chair recognizes the gentleman from South Carolina, Mr. Duncan, for 5 minutes.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I rise today to honor life and the work of a ministry that is literally saving lives in the state of South Carolina. But before I begin, let us pause to remember our friends in Japan and the tragic loss of life there. The Piedmont Women's Center is a Christian ministry in the upstate, providing love and compassion to literally thousands of young women each year who face unplanned pregnancies. By offering free pregnancy tests, limited ultrasounds, and confidential counseling, they have protected the most innocent among us, the unborn. The doors of this life-affirming ministry opened 20 years ago today, next door to the largest abortion clinic in South Carolina. In 1991, a group of Christians came together and decided to collectively start a ministry funded by individuals, churches, and businesses to offer real alternatives to those in crisis. The staff and volunteers of the Piedmont Women's Center can hold newborn babies who have been given the gift of life because of their ministry. They have countless stories of real people like Lisa and her boyfriend Peter, who came into their center early one Saturday morning with the intent of ending their pregnancy at the abortion clinic next door. A story that I'd like to submit and share with you today. Minutes before this young couple came through the door, the 4 volunteers at the center joined hands and prayed that God would do a work of redemption in someone's life that morning. Their amen had barely been voiced when the door opened and Lisa and Peter, mistaking the center for an abortion clinic, entered and announced that they were there for their appointment. In 10 minutes, the life of their 12-week-old unborn child was scheduled to end. Realizing that they were not at the abortion clinic, they started to leave. The director boldly stepped up and asked them to use 10 minutes before their appointment to talk about their decision. They agreed. Alone, Lisa went into the counseling room with the director while a volunteer talked with Peter about their unborn child. Later, Peter was invited to join Lisa, who had made the decision to trust our director and have an ultrasound. This decision would change their lives forever. Our volunteer nurse sonographer silently prayed, and with her highly skilled touch, the cold steel of the ultrasound machine came alive with activity. Lisa and Peter were mesmerized as they observed the antics of the little life they had conceived. They both melted at the sight of their precious child and completely changed their minds about their abortion. They wept as they tried to contain their excitement. Not only had a baby been saved, but before their eyes, the King of Kings, the Lord of Lords, had penetrated their hardened hearts, allowed them to see past their fears, and enabled them to accept their child as God's creation. Lisa shared that she was an adopted child, and Peter said his family had offered to help financially so they could continue their college education. They walked out of the center teary-eyed and full of joy, their shining countenance giving evidence to the change that had taken place in their hearts. Lena Fox Neal, the CEO for the last 20 years at the Piedmont Women's Center, says she is continually encouraged as she sees more and more in her community who are giving of their time, energy, and resources to see that all life is protected and respected. Piedmont Women's Center helped establish the South Carolina Association of Pregnancy Care Centers 10 years ago with the purpose of providing a network across the state of compassionate ministries to care for women in need. The abortion rate through collaborative efforts of ministries and legislation has reduced the rate of abortions in my home state of South Carolina almost 50% in the last 20 years. While Congress is fighting to defund Planned Parenthood and protect life at conception, the staff and volunteers at the Piedmont Women's Center are on the front lines every day, literally saving lives. I'd like to congratulate the Piedmont Women's Center and their CEO, Lena Neal, on reaching their 20th anniversary. Thank them for their commitment to protecting the most innocent among us, and wish them God's blessing as they continue to spread their ministry across the Palmetto State. May God bless you, the unborn, and may God continue to bless America. I'll yield back.